The Sabbath, a day of rest, renewal, and worship, has been a part of God's plan since the very beginning. But which day is the true Sabbath, and why does it matter? Let us explore the journey of the Sabbath through the Bible and uncover its significance for our lives today. The Sabbath in creation. In the beginning there was nothing. Then by His word God brought the universe into existence. For 6 days He formed the heavens, the earth, the seas, and every living thing. On the 6th day, God created humanity, made in His own image. But what did God do on the 7th day? The Bible tells us in Genesis 2:2-3, by the 7th day God had finished the work He had been doing. So on the 7th day, He rested from all His work. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy. God didn't rest because He was tired. He rested to establish a rhythm for life. A pattern of 6 days of work followed by 1 day of rest. The 7th day was special, set apart as holy. This day became the Sabbath. And what day is the 7th day? Today we call it Saturday, the true Sabbath of the Lord, the Sabbath commandment. Many years later, God reminded His people, the Israelites, of the Sabbath when He gave them the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai. The Sabbath was not just a suggestion, it was a commandment written by God's own hand. In Exodus 28:11, God says, "Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God." The Sabbath was a reminder of 2 things. First, that God is the creator of all things, and second, that He is the Redeemer who delivered His people from slavery in Egypt. It was a weekly opportunity to reflect, rest, and worship the Creator. The Sabbath as a sign. But the Sabbath wasn't just a day of rest. God called it a sign, a symbol of His covenant relationship with His people. In Ezekiel 20:12, God declares, "I gave them my Sabbaths as a sign between us, so they would know that I, the Lord, made them holy." The Sabbath was a reminder that God's people were set apart, sanctified, and called to live according to His ways. By keeping the Sabbath, they acknowledged God as their Creator and King. Jesus in the Sabbath. When Jesus walked the earth, He lived the Sabbath as it was meant to be, a day of joy, mercy, and healing. Yet the religious leaders of His time had turned the Sabbath into a burden, filled with endless rules and restrictions. Jesus declared in Mark 2:27-28, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." Jesus healed the sick, fed the hungry, and restored hope, all on the Sabbath.